What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So you could probably tell in that first clip where I pulled the Audi in, it has a exhaust leak, which it isn't a major one sound wise, but smell wise, it's pretty major. So tonight, that is the first thing that we have to dive into. For those of you that haven't seen any other videos on this car, I have like a full walk around video of it, but this is my 2001 Audi A4 B5. It's got the 1.8T and 5-speed in it. It's my daily driver. I drive it everywhere, every day, and it's just like my favorite car ever. It's awesome, and it never lets me down. But it seems like every time it gets to be fall time here and the weather gets a little cold, this thing gets an exhaust leak and it tries to kill me, which leads me to my next point. I named this car Christine after that haunted movie, the car that tries to kill everybody, or does kill everybody. It's like my favorite movie ever, and this car was sitting in a tree line when I bought it. I drove by it for like a year and then finally found the owner, and I bought it and drug it out of the trees. And it's funny just because like sometimes it does things like Christine does in the movie, which is not funny, but funny. And this exhaust leak is, now that I've had the window, it's been cold this week, I've had the windows up and the heat on, and it's just blowing into the cabin really, really bad. And I'm getting a little lightheaded and my eyes hurt, and I'm definitely feeling the side effects of carbon monoxide on this time. So this needs dealt with tonight, but being that this is my daily, I don't slack on maintenance with it because it isn't a 23-year-old Audi, but it's a very tough car and it puts up with a lot, and it is tuned. So there's a couple parts that are stock on here that the tuner thinks aren't, that I need to, it's been like 4 years of this tune and I need to change a couple things, but I just ordered those today. They'll be here later on, so they'll be later on in the video. But the exhaust leak is our main point for the night. We need to fix that. So we're gonna dive into that, and then later on will be the, I wouldn't say it's go fast part, but it's more of a maintenance or a reliability part. So I'll tell you about that when I get it in the mail. But let's dive into this exhaust leak and see if we can get this fixed so that I don't get sick. So like I said, last year, literally this time last year, I think it was this month, the downpipe bolts down there just fell out going on the interstate, and it was horrible smelling. It was just so bad. Almost got sick from that. Well, I've already checked all this. This is, the downpipe's basically new. I checked all those, everything's good, tight, nothing's leaking. Gaskets are like a year old. And the whole exhaust from the flex pipe back, like everything is new. The only thing that's not new is the actual exhaust manifold gaskets. And they're the only ones I can't see and get at to spray bubbles on and leak check and all that. And I think that's where the sound's coming from. So without really even testing it, I'm just gonna dive into this thing. And I have new gaskets from O'Reilly in there, and I'm gonna go ahead and swap those and hope that fixes the problem, because now I can tell it's getting bigger because it's actually starting to sound really crappy, which I hate. Also the fact that I'm getting headaches and crap on my way to work. So it needs fixed either way, but regardless, it sounds horrible. It sounds like a junker. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'll probably start a time lapse, rip all this junk out of here, and hopefully I can get to that without pulling like the turbo and all that. I don't really even know. And this air filter looks, I've never cleaned it. I put it on there to do the whole, get the old turbo noise, you know? And I know it's not cold air, trust me, but that sucker's really dirty. So we need to do some maintenance on this poor old girl that just gets driven everywhere and beat on every day. So I'll start a time lapse. I'm gonna pull all that apart, and hopefully we can get this fixed rather quickly tonight, and then do these other parts another day. All right, with that heat shield off, I mean, all that black is making me think maybe, I really don't know if that's the leak, but I guess I'm just gonna keep going. I'll pull the O2 sensor out because that's in the way. And I don't know if I don't wanna unbolt this from the turbo, but I think I have to get the whole thing. I think I have to. All right, I'm gonna keep going, guys. All right, boys, we're deep into it. Hopefully you can hear me over the heater, I'm freezing. Downpipe is off because once I tightened those up, that was what was leaking. So we got a fresh gasket here. This is like a Velcro one or whatever. This came with the eBay downpipe. And everything said not to use the gaskets because they're junk. Well, I used the gaskets. They lasted a year. They're completely blown apart. That was one gasket. The car is completely tooted up. The exhaust is completely like off the car right now because it was bolted to the actual car underneath. The downpipe was to support it, so I couldn't get it off of here. And you know, it's one of those 10-minute jobs that I'm going on like 2 hours now. I thought this was gonna be quick. But I'm gonna throw the new gasket in, bolt this back up, and hopefully then we don't have any leaks. This gasket looks pretty good. It is Felpro. Those are kind of the best. So, all right, we're getting there. So we are back in the exact same spot about a week later. I got those new parts I was telling you guys about, and I fixed and found the other exhaust leak, kind of. So it's already late, but I'm gonna try to knock out some of this tonight. I'm really excited about I'm just gonna call it a mod because it's supposed to help with stuff, whatever. These parts that I got, I'm really excited to get these on the car. So I wanna at least get that done tonight and then maybe assess this exhaust leak. So after tightening up the actual exhaust manifold, that then led to once there was pressure there, I could feel the air coming out of here. So I got that gasket changed out, and now this is all tight, not leaking. And that led to the only other gasket on the exhaust, the lower downpipe flange gasket, is leaking actually really bad. So the car sounds a million times better. I'm not getting fumed out because that's more under the car, but it still has that kind of junky car sound because that one's actually leaking pretty bad. That gasket's shot, but that's the hardest one to change. I got to get the carbon ramps, get under it. It's kind of a hassle I don't want to do, but this car's way too hot to even start messing with that anyways. So while the car cools down, we're gonna dive into this package I have over here. So here we have a box from Euro Tuning. What's in here is pretty much made by by a bunch of different companies. It's all different styles. ECS has one, Euro Tuning has one. I think 034 Motorsport has one, and that's where I like to order from. That's, in my opinion, like some of the best parts. And that's all the parts that are on this car, but I forgot that was a website because I haven't got parts for this car for so long. So I went Euro Tuning just because I kind of liked it better than the ECS style ones. But I haven't opened it yet, so let's open it up. This is the 2.0 coil pack conversion for the 1.8T. It has the spacers and the longer 2.0 TFSI coil packs. They're more reliable because if you don't have 1.8, you wouldn't know this, but these cars are known for coil pack failure when they were new. I'm sure, I don't know if the new ones, well, no, I blow coil packs all the time. So the coil packs just fail on these things. I don't know why, whatever. And then I just throw cheap ones back in it because I've been putting off doing this for like literally years. I had this car tuned in probably like 2021 or two. And I told the tuner that I had these coil packs because I planned on doing them. And I told him I also had a downpipe, and I didn't. It was a catted, straight piped 1.8T. So I blew the cat apart, two-stepping it, and then I ended up getting the downpipe. And then this is the problem with this thing. Let's have a little discussion, then we'll open these. So almost every single time to a T, I can tell you when I'm gonna blow a coil pack in this car, and it is at wide open throttle. I literally have to lift my foot a little bit above full throttle because if I just mat it, I'll get to like 15 pounds of boost with the tune. That's where this is at, and it'll start to boost creep. And when it gets to a certain spot, it will blow a coil pack every single time. And sometimes, two of them, I've blown about 5 or 6 since I bought the car in 2019. And sometimes it will blow a coil pack driving normal. When I put the downpipe on, I left here to just go for a cruise. I was in first gear and it sounded like a Subaru all of a sudden. It sounded like a Boxer, and it's because I blew a coil pack. So if you can see in here, I have a bunch of just O'Reilly's, AutoZone, random coil packs. They're dated from when I put them in, so I knew which one was which. The harness is even pretty bad. I need to replace that, but this thing eats coil packs, and I want to, I have the car tuned for the hotter. He said he could get more spark. I don't know how tuning works, but he tuned it for, this tuner is not even in business anymore, but for these coil packs, and these are just more reliable apparently. They're just better. So I finally got them. They have to use a spacer to, let's open them up now. You get the gist of it. This car blows coil packs when I floor it, so I can't floor it, so I can't go fast, and that makes me big sad. So we'll open these and let's get them installed. All right, paper, spacers. These are these billet adapters. Oh, I got a magnetic drain plug too, I forgot. The magnet's really strong. The drain plug on this thing is so rounded off that I tell myself every time I'm gonna get a new one, and this popped up as as a suggested purchase, so I snagged it. It's magnetic, so good for the engine. And these are these billet adapters. There's a spacer off the head, so the coil pack will fit tight. I heard you don't even really need them, but whatever. This kit was, I think it was less than 200 bucks. I think the 2.0 and the R8 coil packs are kind of the same for these cars. I don't fully know, but I just got, this is the kit I got. And then here we have 4 coil packs. Premium ignition coil. This doesn't look very convincing. Original parts. So these are Audi, yeah, these are Audi 2.0 coil packs, and they're not just, oh, very nice. Wow, these like actually look really nice. They look better than the cheap ones that are in the car. I'm actually pretty pumped now. Okay, well, I have that, and then right here I have NGK Iridium plugs. I need to check the gap because I've done the research and everyone says 0.29 for the gap on these plugs for a tuned car with the 2.0 conversion. This is the plug you're supposed to run. I have not changed the plugs in this car since 2019 when I brought it home and drug it out of the woods. I took one out to check it when I did or to check the timing, top dead center, when I did the timing belt job on this thing. And that was the last time even a plug was out of it, and I knew it did not look good. And I said I'd order these and do plugs, and you can figure out, I never did. So with the pop and bang tune, you're kind of supposed to, I think it's kind of pretty bad for your plugs. And this thing kind of has a rough idle now. I just did the cam position sensor, but it's still kind of just choppy. It's kind of a rough idle, and that's what made me think I just need to do this. I need to do the maintenance. So let's get this old stuff out of here. Let's throw new plugs in it, and hopefully it makes a difference. It might not, but I'll know they're in there and I'll feel a lot better. So super, super easy install. I took those 3 out already. They are not looking too hot. It was time. I don't think they're, that one's shiny. I think that was the one that blew up last. But yeah, unplug all these. They're the typical VAG harnesses. They're hard to get apart. These 3 are broken. That one's still fine. But yeah, you literally grab this, give it a little twist and pull. It's super hot, so I gotta put gloves on. I already burnt myself 3 times because I just drove here. I don't know why I did that to myself. So yeah, wiggle, pull, and then right under there, you got your spark plugs. Go ahead and get them swapped out. Should be very easy. Boys, I am excited. The plugs that I took out of this car looked I'm not a mechanic. I'm pretty sure that they look horrible. And white is lean, right? So yeah, that ain't good. Those look like garbage. They were all loose. They were like I put the ratchet on them, but I didn't. I don't know. It was me that put them in, so it's my fault. And I've since learned like the point of crush washers, coming from this is my first foreign car, and my Silverado didn't have this, so the spark plugs have the same crush washers that the drain plug have, and they were never crushed. So I had very loose spark plugs, which might be why one coil pack looked like it had oil like blown up on it. I might have been losing a ton of power. And this car is fast already. So I'm just really excited because I actually tightened, now that I've learned enough, because I had the leak, this thing would always leak oil because of the crush washers, and now I've learned how all this works. Yeah, I know, I'm admitting to being an idiot here, so you can laugh. But so those are all tight in there, fresh spark plugs, those look horrible. And these are I did a bunch of research, and these are what everyone says, the kind of plug and the gap to run on a tuned 1.8 with the 2.0 coil pack conversion. The ones that were in there, these are auto lights. They're like the cheapest spark plug I could get, I remember, because this car didn't run when I bought it, so I just threw these in it. They're gapped pretty big. They're not gapped for a tuned 1.8. So it's set up for success now. So yeah, I'm just pumped. So I'm not gonna get the exhaust. The whole engine is still extremely hot. I had put gloves on to do the spark plugs. I burned myself all over the place. So I'm not gonna do that bottom flange tonight. That's something I'm gonna have to leave the car sit for a while and do that, because I will roast my forearms if I try to do that. The leak isn't even that bad. But this, I'm just very excited to drive home. It's dark out, so I'll probably pick up the camera on my drive home from work tomorrow, and maybe we'll do a couple polls or something, and I'll kind of tell you guys what I'm feeling. I think I know you're not supposed to feel a huge difference. It's more of a reliability thing, because these spark plugs, or these coil packs, are a lot more reliable. They're a lot newer. And now they're all changed at once. I've been throwing one in as they go out. So I have 4 new coil packs, 4 new plugs. This harness needs replaced. This is the only one that still clicks. These have all been broken, not by me, by all the other mechanics that don't know how to YouTube or just research how to take off one of these Euro plugs. It's not even that hard, but people are stupid. That's the only one that clicks. Those need to be changed, but whatever. Yeah, that's it. Look how good this looks in here, though, too, with the intake boot. And I need to do all red vacuum hoses. I opted for these in black. You can do those in like red or billet, just like raw aluminum. Those are tight. Everything's tight. It looks sick because that cover broke when the fan blade blew up. So I don't have that. Well, I think I have it somewhere, but it's broken. So it looks way more presentable and cooler like that. Yeah, I'm like clearly really excited. I'm gonna pack up and I'm gonna go drive this thing. And unless something catastrophic happens, I guess I'll start it up on camera, and then after that, I'll pick up the camera tomorrow in the daylight when we're driving home, and I'll let you know what I feel. I have an hour drive to work and from work tomorrow, so I should be able to tell if there's something different with the car. But that being said, let's fire it up real quick, and then we'll end it there. All right, one last check. These are all tight. Feel way better than the other ones did. Everything's good. Let's hope it still starts. I don't know why I'm nervous. I can hear that exhaust leak, oh my God. All right, it's running. All right, guys, well, I drove the car to work today, over an hour, and now I'm halfway home. I've had no problems. The idle is a lot smoother. I let it idle last night for a while, and then I ran to a gas station, and it's a lot smoother. The tach isn't bouncing around in the boost gauge. I don't know what, that must have been the plugs. So that's better, dealt with. And it's driving great. I don't know, I'm not gonna say it feels faster. It doesn't. It does feel like more responsive. It's probably not the coil packs. It's probably just me having fresh plugs in the car. But it definitely feels good. There's a stop sign up here in the middle of nowhere, so I'm probably gonna do a little mini poll for you guys and see if one of them will blow up, and hopefully it doesn't. So let's do that. All right, guys. So I know I can't really show you much like this, but you can see the boost gauge there. I'm just gonna do a mini poll from the stop sign here, and just show you, like, this thing feels a lot smoother. I don't know, and it rips. It feels faster, and it's popping on almost every shift, which is really cool. Throttle the whole time, and I did not blow a coil pack, which is awesome. I think it gets to about 12, 13 PSI, and then it starts to creep up a little bit. It doesn't even get to 15, I guess. I was wrong. But I'm gonna count that as a win because, like I'm telling you, every time I floor it, I blow a coil pack, almost every single time. But that was a hard pull, wide open the entire time. It would have done it basically because I know the car right now. It would have just done it. So, yeah. So I really like these. It seems way more responsive. I don't know. It's weird. These things it's probably mainly the spark plugs because they look so bad. But just doing that upgrade with the coil packs, they needed done anyways. Now they're all 4 brand new, and I know that. So for me, that's a plus. And if I ever do a different turbo, the spark is there for the boost. So, and clearly it's there for the boost now, even so with stock turbo. So good for me. It's like a less than $200 mod, so it's more reliable in my case. So that'll do it. Little bit of maintenance on the daily B5, much needed maintenance, and that's it for today. If you guys liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing. I have other videos on the Audi if you like the car. If not, check out my other stuff, and stay tuned for the next video. Peace.